Okay.
No.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let's make sure this is working. Checking on Facebook. Welcome to our planning party. I'm Adam,
And I'm Carly.
and we are here with
And
Connie Ann,
Man.
the amazing Connie Ann, who helps develop our STEM challenges. And she's going to be leading us tonight in an amazing planning party. As you guys are hopping on, let us know where you're tuning in from. We like to.
there we go.
We like to see teachers
people are joining, so we know we're live.
where you're joining from, where you're watching from. Also, it's fun, like for you guys to connect. It's a good way for you guys to connect too when you comment where you come from. Hello, Cindy. Hello, friends. Welcome all the way from Alaska. Ooh, Canada. Long Island, Massachusetts, all over the place. Swainsboro, that's a fun word. Texas, good. We got Texas people. Connie Ann's from Texas. We are tuning in from Indiana. We live in Elkhart, Indiana, which is right on the Indiana-Michigan border. And New Jersey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first planning party, let us know.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you guys. Tonight, we are going to do a giveaway. So at the end of this, we are going to do a giveaway. We love giving away stuff to teachers. And today we are going to be giving away
a Bee-Bot.
Tell them about what they can win.
Yeah, so we're giving away a Bee-Bot. One of our new challenges that Connie Ann will be talking about here shortly is we have some robot trick-or-treating challenges. And if you don't have a Bee-Bot, but you have maybe other similar robots, it works with pretty much any
First timers is exciting.
Robot that you have. Dash,
Indiana. If you're from Indiana, you got to tell us the town.
Bee-Bot, Blue-Bot, Code and Go Mouse.
Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the comments. Keep going.
So stick around till the very end.
We got a lot of first parties. Yeah.
How you enter is you need to make sure that you engage. So our software tracks when you comment.
Yeah, so as long as you guys have commented one time on here, so if you comment where you're from, whatever, we will use that to...
We won't use it. Our software will use it to...
Yeah, well, we're using the software. If I'm using a screwdriver, I would say I'm the one using it. The screwdriver is not using the screw. We're using the tool.
Yeah. But it's technology.
Yeah.
It's like, the robot overlords.
That's true. The robot overlords, yeah. Our robot overlords will pick some.
We got a first timer.
We got lots. I'm seeing lots of first timers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, they love your shirt. Or I'm gonna pretend it's my shirt.
Mine.
Purdue.
I told you. See,
probably not. Purdue had a rough day on Saturday this past weekend.
We're not gonna talk about it.
We're not gonna talk about it. Yeah, it was bad. Football team's not very good this year. All right, guys. Welcome to Wyoming, Illinois. Welcome.
We love these parties too. It's just fun to hang out and see what you all are doing in your classroom and share what Connie Ann shared what she's doing in her classroom.
Somebody posted the Irish.
Yeah.
We're in Irish, being in Elkhart, we're really close to South Bend, so we're kind of in the Irish
territory.
Irish country. So Missouri or Missouri. That's what your uncle always said. He was from Missouri. He'd say Missouri. We're from Missouri. Yeah. He was from Louisiana, Missouri. Welcome, Amy Parks. Hello. Well, what do we have any other announcements, or do we want to get into this?
Ready to just
so, like I said, if you guys are just now joining, if you comment, we are going to be giving away a Bee-Bot at the end. It just kind of takes everybody's comments, like one comment. I think you only get one entry.
It's not per comment.
Yeah.
So as long as you comment one time, your name is in the hat for the drawing.
Yes. Welcome. Excited to be here. Karen, friends. If you're a STEM Club member, let us know too. We like to see our friends. I see Karen in there. Amy, obviously. See lots of our friends in here. Welcome. Oh, people excited about the Canvas slides.
Yes.
You have Connie Ann to think about that.
Yes.
Think for that.
And October Canvas slides are now live. October lessons, everything that Connie Ann's going to talk about. This is the first planning party. We are ready for you guys.
Ready.
All the lessons are in the membership. If you click on October, everything that she's talking about is already in there. All the slides are in there. The whole bundle of lessons already in there. You're going to
Yeah.
be ready to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hand it off to Connie Ann. Do we disappear in the background? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna disappear
We're
into
gonna
the
go
back.
away.
We're gonna disappear. You guys don't have to keep listening to me. I don't got anything helpful to say. We're gonna pass it off to Connie Ann. She's a wonderful STEM teacher from Texas, and she helps develop our curriculum and is going to do a great job tonight. So we're handing it off to you.
All right.
Of course, be with you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Hey, we were talking about October STEM lessons. Since some of you are new, I am a mom of 4 girls. 2 are in college. So last Halloween, we were down one in our photo. I'm in charge of literacy and innovation at Randolph Elementary School, and I'm lucky to be a curriculum developer here with Carly and Adam. My contact information is there, roussel@rfisd.net. And you can also follow me on Instagram at STEMtasticMama. My school is located on Randolph Air Force Base, which is in Universal City, Texas. We're right outside of San Antonio. I see K-5 classes twice a week for a literacy-based STEM program. And I try the best of my ability to work with grade level TEKs, which are what we call our standards here. I like to share out what my kiddos are doing in class so that they can share it with their families. But then also, if you want to see what's going on, that is our at Imaginarium RES is our page for our program there. So just like Carly and Adam said, no tricks, just treats tonight. Make sure you comment during the Facebook Live and stay to the end, and then you could be entered to win the B-Bot. So what we're going to do tonight, we're talking about with week 1 and week 2 is about pairing lessons together. Week 3 and 4, we're focusing on Halloween, and then we have a bunch of bonus lessons that are new for you guys. So starting with kindergarten, when I first started in STEM, it'll be 4 years ago now, I met with my teams and asked what they could use help with. And our kindergarten teachers said that they felt that the students no longer knew nursery rhymes, and having that ability to rhyme was so important for them with many different things in kindergarten. So my students are getting ready to do nursery rhymes in their classes. So I'm doing nursery rhymes with them in the Imaginarium. We have Little Bo Peep here. It's done 2 different ways. You can use Kiva planks or challenge them with popsicle sticks and clothespins. And then also we have Hey Diddle Diddle with the cow jumping over the moon. At this point with kindergarten, what I recommend is having that catapult already built for them. So it's more about them understanding how a catapult works rather than trying to get them to build a catapult at this point. And then some fun activities for Halloween. We have I Need My Monster. When I do this one, I have them working in pairs. And what I just tried out last year, which I loved, each kid had either a color stick or a pencil. And they took turns piece by piece adding a part to their plan. So like someone would draw the body, someone would add a head, someone would add a horn, someone would add an eye. And they would just keep going back and forth. And I explained to them how the color should be equal on the paper because they're both taking turns. And then after they took turns and they built it out of Play-Doh. One of our lessons we added last year was how to build a haunted house. And because I do this with kinder, I'm using the printables. I put them on cardstock and I laminated them and then cut them out. And then the kids build the houses based on that together. First grade. My oldest is a environmental science student at TCU. And so she studies bats, which since then, everything she's been teaching us about it, I have gotten really interested in bats. So last year we made Amara and the Bats. And we also have our Stella Luna lesson, which has been here in the membership. It is a growth mindset where they're drawing again. We've had some of these at the beginning of the year. And I think it's so important for kids to realize practicing and getting better at art is something that they have to do just like any other subject. We don't just give up and say, I can draw or I can't draw. And some of our kids have really been excited about them seeing what they can do with it just because we break it down into steps for them. Then Amara and the bats, they're creating a bat. They're learning about how they sleep upside down and they fold their wings around them. So their challenge there is to build it so that the bat can be suspended and have those wings wrapped around them. Our great Creepy Carrots and Creepy Crayon is next. In Creepy Crayons, they are building a fence to keep the carrots in, which is also great because you saw in that lesson before with kindergarten, the year before, if they are building the fence for Little Bo Peep, now they're building a fence for the Creepy Crayon, so they have that background knowledge to go with it. And then our Creepy Crayons, once again, we have that directed drawing, but this time we're adding our technology piece in there with Chatterpix. If you haven't used Chatterpix, it is awesome. I like introducing it in the STEM lab and then letting the first grade teachers know that I've introduced it and encourage them to use it with their students in the classroom. The kids will take a picture with their iPad of their final drawing. They draw a little line to create a mouth and they're able to record what their creepy crayon is saying. So it's a super fun activity. And a great way to incorporate a couple different parts of STEAM in there. Second grade, we are now working with planes. So the first one, we're going with the Great Paper Caper. If you were able to start off the year with your kids and doing some of our STEM skills, then they may have practiced doing some paper airplanes. And then after that, Mercedes and the Chocolate Pilot is an awesome story. We have a military group for kids with deployed parents at our school, and we were introduced to this book a couple years ago. And I knew right away I wanted to make a challenge with it. It's based on World War II and how there was actually a pilot that took it upon himself to drop candy to children in Germany. So in this challenge, they're learning about that story, and then they're going to design a parachute that will help drop the candy from their plane down to the ground safely. On here, we have Room on the Broom. This has been in the membership. It's a great one I've been doing the last couple years with our kids. In there, it has where you can use the candies. I found on Amazon some small like paper mache pumpkins that I use for mine, and those will be listed in your final packet with some links to Amazon if you want something that's more reusable. Last year with Jed, we got these great ideas with name monsters, and we helped put that product together with also some of his great clip art monsters. In here, the students will take a piece of paper, they're gonna fold it in half, and then along the bottom, they write their name and then cut out around it. And when they open it up, they have this really interesting shape that they're going to turn into a monster. So it's a great creativity challenge for them. Third grade, here we're connecting two different treehouse ideas. So first, I want a new room. Depending on what you want to do with your third graders, there's some more math in there. If you want to do something with perimeter with them or area, and then they will look at this in two different ways. They'll look at it from a bird's eye view and then also looking straight at it as the tree house. When I've taught this in the past, I've actually brought in some of my kids' old dollhouse furniture and showed the kids, like, I take a piece of cardboard, I put the dollhouse furniture on it, and then I trace around it. So they get the idea of how something looks when you're looking at it straight on and how you get that bird's eye view. So having something that they can relate to as far as pieces of furniture definitely helps our students understand that challenge. And then now they're not just planning it. Now in the next one, how to build a tree, everything you need to build a tree house. They're actually going to use some consumables, and they're going to build their tree house with their teams. For our third graders, then we have our Monster Trouble, which was another new one last year with some of Jed's great monsters in here. In here, the story, they have to try to create a trap to keep the monsters away from the little girl, and the monsters are going to go through it. My daughter last year, when she was helping make this one, she had a stream of lava going through the room. So I love the things that when I put them in front of the kids, what they come up with and how it's so beyond anything I would think of myself. And then our last one is How to Catch a Monster. And this one is great. I usually try to film my kids as they explain how it works and post it on our Instagram because it's definitely a favorite for our third graders each year. Next, moving to fourth grade, we have Bridges. Here we have Secret Engineer, the great story of Emily Roebling and how she helped with the finalization of the Brooklyn Bridge. I grew up right outside of New York City. So when I first started STEM, we were going back to visit and I thought, oh, what could be done with this? And I had first found the 21 Elephants and Still Standing book. So I just love how these two stories go together. The second book, 21 Elephants and Still Standing, if you're not familiar with that one, it actually talks about P.T. Barnum and how he was tasked to actually take elephants and bring them across the bridge because so many people were unsure of the safety of the Brooklyn Bridge. So a fun element I did with my students there is I just filmed myself when I was up in New York going across the bridge. And they always get a kick out of it that I was actually on that bridge. Then for Halloween, we've got the Pumpkin Catapult Challenge. This one I use with The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Like I said, I grew up outside of New York and the actual Sleepy Hollow is just 2 towns away from me. So I always love that story. You can see in this picture those paper mache pumpkins that I was talking about. So I use them for both these challenges. And then we also have our Marble Cauldron Challenge that's in there. And there's some options for you to pair books with that. Personally, I use Stregonona with it. And then the kids have to build that pot. Coming to 5th grade, we're looking at cars. Gus's Garage was talked about during the summit this year. And I knew right away we needed to make that into something. So it's a cute little book about taking different pieces and putting cars together. So here we just used some Legos and ordered some wheels online. And then the kids get to design their own Lego cars and try them out. And then we have If I Built a Car, and they're going to design a car there that can go into water. So it's nice for them to see when you're pairing these challenges together, how you're doing 2 cars, but how different they are. Next, we have, I cannot think of, hold on. Spookly, the square pumpkin. So they're working with 3D shapes, great way to bring in math with our 5th graders there. And they are going to cut out and build their own 3D pumpkins. And then lastly, we have Funny Bones. This one is a great little art lesson. It is based on a true story also with printmaking. And while Day of the Dead is on the 1st, I like to push this in with my Halloween lessons. In here, we just use styrofoam plates. You can use foam pieces. You can use styrofoam printmaking rectangles, depending on whatever you have access to. We use a pencil for the kids. First, they're going to design their head or whatever they want to design. And then they're going to place that onto the plate. They're going to go over it with a pencil. Really, it's best if the pencil is a little bit dull so it doesn't cut through the styrofoam. And then you can use foam or regular brares to put the paint on and then have them print on it. If you can use some bright colors both on the paper and the paint itself, it definitely works out well. And the kids have fun with this one as well. So here are some more ideas for Halloween and other holidays going on. So we talked about this last time, but just a reminder, Hispanic Heritage Month goes from September 15th all the way to October 15th. So we've got Frida Kahlo, where they're working on an art lesson, where they're doing portraits. We have our unplugged coding with Roberto Clemente and a baseball unplugged lesson. We have Pele, where you're using cereal boxes and you're making a little foosball. And then lastly, we have Sonia Sotomayor, and you're building some strength out of index cards and how high they can stack books with those. So here are some new Halloween activities that we have. So Gustavo the Shy Ghost. Here we are talking about perspective with students. So we have a fun little ghost cutout for them. And on one side, they are going to design Gustavo while he's still shy. And then on this flip side, you see now, we have when he is proud of himself and playing his guitar for everyone. So it's a great ELA tie there. We have Ozobot trick-or-treating now. This one, you can either have the students just build the houses themselves, or we've included a fun glyph in there. So depending on how they answer different questions is the pieces that they will use to build their haunted house. All we did for that, we use brown paper bags. They design it. You would glue it on. Do not do the roof until you're ready. So especially if you're doing this over 2 days, then I would have them do it, store them all flat, and then you're going to open it up so it stands. And then I just crimped the top, and then the roof is a piece that folds over. So I just folded it over and then I stapled it on there. If you're not familiar with Ozobots, they are tiny little robots this big, and they work off of colors. And so with the colors, they will read and do different things. There's different codes that will have the robots act certain ways, speed up, slow down. In there, in the slides, we have that all for you. And then we have these fun little costumes that go on them. There's some that are already included. There's also plain ones if your students would like to create something on their own. You can, like I said, you can do this just with markers. I also last year got the magnetic tiles that Sphero has for the Ozobots, and they work wonderful. I just felt like there was a lot of waste with the markers because the kids kept wanting to change what they were doing. So they were going through a lot of paper. I definitely like the tiles because they're easy to move and include some of the codes. One thing to do, I did have some go missing last year. So really make sure when you're cleaning up, even though the end of that period goes really quick, just make sure you have everything, that they haven't gotten tossed out, or I found them stuck to legs of tables and things like that. Then after that, where you'll see your B-Bot, if you win, we have our robot trick or treating. So in there, we have a template that goes over your B-Bot, and you can either design that yourself, or there's different printables that you can cut and add to it. You can see in the picture there, we have Frankenstein, and then there are smaller cutouts. We have some witches hats like you'll see on Indy there. And then Dash got some horns and a bow tie on his. So really, no matter what kind of robot you have, you can manipulate these to make it work with it. If you don't have robots, that's okay too, because included in this is another unplugged version. And then you can put out the houses, and the students can challenge each other to go from house to house. We have templates in there. So one template has where they'll put cards down and they have to code from one place to another. Another one gives them 3 different destinations that they have to go from one to the other, and then see how they would code with those. Book character pumpkin contest. We've been doing this for a couple years at our school now and wanted to include it in the membership. The kids have so much fun. I already have students asking if we're doing it this year. Last year we had over 100 entries in it. And so you can see some of the examples. We have some from some of our winners last year. In there, you will have pumpkin certificates for you to give out to your winners. There's also a generic one if you want to just give them to anyone that participates. In there, we also have your pumpkin contest form with a link that you can edit yourself to whatever you need it to say in Canva. And then one thing that I added this year, which I'm trying for the first time, we love having family participation, but then we also have those pumpkins that we know those kids put all their heart into and they did all by themselves. So to kind of level the playing field, we're trying something new this year where the students are going to mark if their pumpkin was student made and they worked on that only by themselves, or if it was family made and it was something that they did together, so that we can separate the categories. There'll be a family made one, and then student made is separated from pre-K up to 5th grade. In there, we have tent cards that already have those labels out for you. And numbers, I was using Post-its before and they would sometimes fall out. So we have numbers you can print on cardstock. If you want to laminate them and reuse them, then you can tape them up by the pumpkins. There's also just some ribbons. You see in mine, I just grabbed some ribbons off of Amazon. But if you want to print some ribbons, you can also print them and stick those on your winning pumpkins also. So everything is in there for you to enjoy a pumpkin decorating contest. And this we do, I send it out at the beginning of October for our families, but it is also something that you could definitely do for a STEM challenge. If you wanted to do it in your classroom, you could do it that way as well. And I usually do with my own girls. I just use the cardboard ones like from Michael's so that they don't rot, like that one that says, "Hi, Gerald." That was Sophia's from last year that she has. And then in there is a picture of a Dobby one that she made in her room's Harry Potter. So that's up in her bedroom now. And she likes to keep it up there. So those ones are nice because you can reuse them. And in the rules we have for our parents to make sure that nothing is cut because they will not last very well. In there, a point I want to connect is we try to do this during when we have our family fall night at school. This way, not only are we having the teachers getting to vote, but then all the families that come, it's fun for them to get to vote for those pumpkins as well. Now you can, in there are voting sheets if you want to print out or have something where they would write a number and put it in a cup or something to collect it. But your best bet is if you can do this digitally. Almost everyone has a smartphone now, so that's how we do it. You can make a simple form. There's a sample there in Google or in Microsoft. From that, you're going to create a link for that. And then once you go into Canva, if you find that QR code, you can paste that into it. And then when you hit generate code, it's going to make that code for you. Code Monkey, there's tons of stuff online where you can make a QR code. And then I just simply put on a board at the beginning, "Thank you for participating in our pumpkin contest. Please scan the QR code to vote for your favorites." So let's talk a little bit more about Canva. So on the membership, someone pointed out about how you can turn your phone into a remote control. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone had seen about that. So right now in presentation, you would go down to those 3 dots, just like where you get the timer. But here you're going to do share remote control. You're going to click on that. So here then a remote QR code will come. You're just going to scan that with your phone. You have to have Canva app downloaded on your phone for this to work though. So make sure before you try, you download it on your phone. Scan the QR app and you'll see here next to it is what's going to come up. It's going to give you that forward and back for the slides. And then if you go all the way up top to Magic Shortcuts and click on that, then that drop down is going to come down where you can get all those fun magic shortcuts to use as well. So one of the things that does not work though is embedded videos. So with our Canva slides, we have them set up where we have that YouTube link ready for you, all embedded. Unfortunately, there's no way to start that from Canva. I messaged them, I asked them about it. You can do it if you have a video that is downloadable. So you could download it from YouTube to your computer and then embed it, and then it will work where it will start on the click. But the videos that I tried that we have in there are not things that are downloadable. So I still think it's something that's definitely worthwhile, especially like here with Sky Color. We're getting that beginning piece out. We're talking to them about the book. So I can be by my computer for that part. But then it's a great tool to have my phone, because then as I'm going step by step with the kids, I'm walking around the room and talking to them about what's going on. Especially with this one, I had them draw their circle. And then once I saw everyone was done, we added those 2 rays. And what do you think is going to happen next? Oh, we're going to add more. How many more do you think we're going to do? 2. Okay, how many do we have now? 4. Okay, what do you think is going to happen next? So it's keeping me more involved in the classroom and just being able to troubleshoot those kids that might be getting a little discouraged if their drawing doesn't look exactly the same as theirs does. And it just lets me know easier when to advance forward. Another thing in the membership, people were asking if we had supply lists. So we added supply lists, but we've also amped them up a little bit with sticky notes. So in the product for this month that has all your planning sheets in it, you're going to find our supply list. So if you look at that first page, you're going to print out the template page, and it's just going to give you 6 squares. On there, you are going to line up your 6 sticky notes with the sticky part at the top of your page. And then you're going to take it and you're going to put it into your printer, feeding it so that it's going to feed up after. Because what's going to happen, then you're going to print the supply list that you want. And when it prints out, you're going to have your supplies all printed on there. So the reason I like it on sticky notes is because then I take the sticky notes, and you can see there, I have 3 sets of cabinets that I keep my kids' supplies in for the week. And I've been writing them out on sticky notes and putting them there just so in between sessions, I can know, okay, well, I need to put 6 pipe cleaners. I need 4 popsicle sticks. I need to add Rosie in here. I need a piece of paper. And so it was a quick way for me to just check off everything I needed. So I figured make it easier and have it print it right on. If you don't want it on sticky notes, you can also just print it and have it on there. I found it helpful. I was going to Walmart when I was doing Ice Cream Man. And then this way I just printed off that page, took it with me, and was able to knock off quickly what supplies I needed to buy. So these will now all be included each month as well. So you have just like a quick glance. Mind you, remember, these things are editable to whatever works for your classroom. So you don't have to go exactly off there if you need to edit or put in something different. Another question we've seen in the membership was about how we turn the standards into objectives. If you're at a school that is requiring you to put objectives on your board, and ChatGPT is a great way for doing this. So you'll see here, I just took the NGSS, develop a simple sketch, drawing, or physical model to illustrate how the shape of an object helps its function as needed to solve a given problem. So all I did in ChatGPT, I wrote, write a learning objective for a classroom using standard, and then pasted it in there. My learning objective came back, and I thought, this is pretty wordy, especially for younger kids. So I just put in there, simplify and shorten. And then I ended up with students will create a simple sketch or model that shows how the shape of an object helps it work to solve a problem. You can modify this even more as you're doing things. Put it in language for a kindergartner. Make sure you use this particular word in it. ChatGPT is a great way for you to quickly get these things turned into objectives that are appropriate for whatever grade level or whatever specification you have for your school. Yes, Magic School AI is a great source as well for this. And if you have anything in particular that your school has like a format that they want it done in, you can even put that in there to make sure it includes it that way. So my vice principal likes to call October Shocktober. It's been a couple months. The kids are getting excited for Halloween, lots of candy, and it's a bit of survival mode. So a couple things to remember, most importantly, is to breathe. Take the lessons, make them your own. Our ideas are there in the products for you. As we all know, like we all have different time frames, how often we're seeing our students, how long we're seeing them for. So putting these things all together and then making the lesson for you, what's best for your kids. And even with that, I was doing the Magical Yet with my third graders. And I had one class where, we took the template and we were talking about what we can do now and what we can't do yet. And in that class, it was pretty quick. They drew them, they talked about them, and they were like, what's next? And so we moved on to the cup stacking with the popsicle challenge. I had another class that was just so excited about what they were drawing and really thinking about what they wanted to do eventually and sharing out that we never even got to the popsicle cup stacking. And that's completely fine because they got the idea of yet and making plans and how they were going to get there someday. So they didn't need the other activity to understand that. So understand what is in the challenge is not what has to happen in your classroom. Look at everything that's there and see what's best for you. Also, what happens with one class is not going to be the same as the next class, as we all know. So do what you can, find grace in the process, and remember that your unique approach is what makes it special. As chaotic, we're doing Ice Cream Man right now, and it is crazy in there, and the kids are absolutely loving it, and that's what really makes it worth it. In our guides, also, we had this lesson plan document we talked about back in the August planning party. And so I just wanted to come back to this in case you're not using it, or you can do it a different way, but leave yourself notes. So if there's something that you changed already and you want to make sure you remember that next year, because I know, especially for my class, day 1 with a challenge and day 5 with a challenge look very different. It changes as we go, as I learn new things. Like, for example, I'm currently doing the girl with the mind for pictures, something along that line is her, but the girl who thought in pictures. And day 1, I did it. We did the story. I was talking about Dr. Temple Grandin. And then I realized I was short on time at the end, but I luckily had a great teacher that I said, hey, do you mind taking these bottles back to your class so the students can observe over the day how the carbon dioxide continues to fill the balloons? After that class, I realized, okay, what I want to do is I want to jump right into the experiment, get them going on that. And as we're waiting those 5 minutes, okay, I'm going to do the book. Then we're going to talk about Temple Grandin. Then we're going to talk about that STEM career. So I was able to break it up, move things around. As you download those templates for the STEM Canvas slides, those are all editable for you. So you can move things around, make it work for however you need it for your classroom. You need to add an objective in there. You can add a slide and put your objective in there. Put what you learned about it, what you can do better next time. And all these notes that you take this year will help set you up for success next year. So you're not having to reinvent the wheel. It's all there for you. So there is a ton of you that are saying that you're a part of the membership, which definitely is the place to be. You can purchase all these on TPAT, but for $15 a month, or with this coupon code for $10 a month, you can get on our membership where all of this stuff is on there. You can also save even more with an annual membership for $144. And everything that we have been putting it, like Carly said, everything is already on there for October. It is divided up by grade level, and then all our extra activities are there on the bottom for you. So questions, if you have any now, that's great. You can put those in the chat. As a reminder, you can find me on Instagram or at my email. I know some of you have messaged, and I am happy to help as much as I can. A reminder is our Facebook group. What's great with so many of us doing all these activities at the same time right now is everyone's learning new things. So if you have a question or not sure how to do something, put it on the membership, because so many of us are trying these in our own classrooms, and you have thousands of people there to help you.
Yes, if you're a member and you haven't found the membership group, it's right there on the slide, Adam.
What? Oh, sorry.
This Elementary STEM Teachers Club membership. Make sure you join that group, because there's a lot of, we've seen a lot of people talking about, I'm curious to see what this looks like in other teachers' classrooms. And there's been a lot more engagement in there this year, which is exciting. People sharing photos and lessons that they're doing in their classrooms. So it helps everybody if you're in there sharing, asking questions. I saw a lot of questions come up about the holidays, and I know different teachers have different circumstances and different students, and you're trying to cater to the needs of your students, and not all students or schools support celebrating different holidays. So the good thing is that now that you have the Canva slide, so for example, Connie Ann brought up the marble cauldron, which we call it the marble cauldron, but in her classroom, she's using it with the book Strega Nona, which has nothing at all to do with the holidays. It's just about a pasta pot that is exploding with pasta. So with a small tweak of just changing out a book or changing out a material, I know with the new Ozobot, the new robot challenges, there were some members that were excited about doing it, but they can't do Halloween. And I saw the idea of doing like a pizza delivery system, which I thought was super cool. And with the different editable templates, like for the Ozobots, there's just like a blank wrap. Like students could definitely decorate that as like a little pizza guy. And then you could change up the haunted houses to be just like a regular house. And definitely.
We also have tons of other activities within the membership. Even within October, there's a ton that we didn't use about pumpkins or.
Yeah, that's my hardest thing, is trying to figure out like, I'm not going to get to this one this year.
I know you made some cool ones this year, and I was like, oh man, this one's not. But yeah, there's tons of extra ones if you guys. So we try to we give you a plan, but then it's also flexible, so you can use it however you want. Somebody asked, are we going to be doing the same thing for November? Because we haven't set November up that way. If you look in the membership, the answer is yes. So.
Yes, Connie Ann and I just talked about that. So it's going to be the same, whereas we're going to lay out the ideas by grade level, but we're also going to do kind of two different tracks we talked about. So in Connie Ann's classroom, it's all about Balloons Over Broadway in November, and a lot of you are the same. Some of you might not know about Balloons Over Broadway, or maybe you can't do it or don't want to take on a longer term project, which is understandable. So Connie Ann's going to share how she breaks down Balloons Over Broadway in each grade level during the month of November. She's going to give you lots of tips and ideas. And we're partnering with the amazing Dr. Marcy Klein from 3 Ducks Design. And next planning party, she's giving away 2 of her mats, which are awesome for Balloons Over Broadway. They're like cityscapes. And we have got some new lessons for Balloons Over Broadway and updates coming. But there'll be a lot of tips for Balloons Over Broadway. And then we'll also do, I think we talked about doing 3 weeks, right, Connie Ann?
Yeah. So, I mean, I know in Texas, we are out for the entire week of Thanksgiving, and then you have Veterans Day in there. So we're going to focus on 3 weeks of lessons, so you can kind of make that work with however your calendar is wherever you are.
And our next planning party will be October 16th. So we like to plan ahead too. So it'll be for November, we'll be planning October 16th.
So Heather, is it possible? And those other teachers that are like, oh, now that Balloons Over Broadway has become so popular, the classroom teachers are doing it. So we're going to be, I don't want to give anything away, but maybe there's different like components. Like if the classroom teachers are doing the balloons, could you maybe partner with them to work on a cityscape or the green screen aspect of it so that, you're working together versus like, oh, they took it and now I can't do it.
Yep. So there's the event just got shared, so you can RSVP for that. Replays for this will stay on Facebook. You will see them on there. We will also add them into the membership as well.
I saw somebody ask about the lesson plan template that Connie Ann shared. So if you're in the membership, like we said, everything's already in there. If you go into October, you download your October lesson plan guide. That's where you'll find at the very end is all the material lists, the sticky note templates. There's a separate link in there in October with all of the slides for the October lessons. There's a link to download. You can download the whole bundle of everything that Connie Ann just talked about. And then it's also broken down by grade level, by individual lesson in there as well. Also, if you commented at the very beginning, continue to comment. So Adam and I started the live and we didn't have the giveaway set up. So we want to make sure before the end here, before we do our drawing here in the next few minutes, that you're entered. So if you commented like in the first 5 to 10 minutes and you haven't commented since, make sure that you comment again. And if you like just now joined on, we're giving away a B-Bot. You need to stay till the very end. And in order to enter, you just need to comment. There we go. Enter me. There you go. That works. I want that B-Bot. Give it to me. There you go. That works.
Yeah. Oh, people ask for ideas for the election. We do have Grace for President. We have an activity for that, which is all about voting and how elections work.
They make a ballot box. Yeah. So if you're
we have a brand new one too.
If you're looking for in November, we don't have any. Did you just add the new one?
I'm getting ready to add. Tomorrow there will be a new one.
Tomorrow there'll be a new lesson for Sofia Valdez, Future Pres, where they're collaborating. Each different group is making a different part of a park, and they're learning about citizenship and how to make a change and how to petition for change and learning about different parts of government. So that one is coming tomorrow, Adam says.
Yes.
But our other lessons that have to do with voting and citizenship, those are in February because of President's Day. Right?
We do have some of
them. So if you look in February,
that.
There's like a Build a Mount Rushmore. There's in the one Adam just mentioned, Grace for President, where they build a ballot box. That's in
it is
February.
For President's Day. Well, it'll probably get added back in November.
My kids loved Mount Rushmore last year.
Oh, and you did it. Yeah. So you did it with the
Strawbees.
Strawbees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or straws and connector. Did you do straws and connectors or Strawbees?
Maybe I did straws and connector. I don't know. I don't remember it.
Yeah. So if you're one that's like, I saw a lot of people in here too talking about materials. So if you don't want to like waste a bunch of straws or you don't have a bunch of straws for that one, straws and connectors or Strawbees, reusable.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you ready to give away B-Bot?
Do you want to do our other announcements?
Our other announcement. Okay, so obviously the next planning party, October 16th. So that we'll talk more about November stuff. I know a lot of you guys have questions about November. We're going to talk about that at our next planning party. So we're just going to leave it at that. A little hype it up a little bit. And then
as you mark October 16th on your calendar at 8 p.m. Eastern for the next planning party, also mark down January 4th.
So twice a year we do summits, which are our professional development things. They're all online. And our next one is January 4th. It's a one-day online event. Every member, if you join the membership, you get it. So it's for members. And all of our presenters at that one pretty much are members. All of them are, which is very cool. And we're going to be talking more about stories in STEM, connecting stories in STEM. If you join the membership today, too, you also get our last summit. So you can watch our summer summit, which is 3 days talking about the stories of STEM. So those are included in the membership. They're part of the membership. We kind of just like anytime somebody asks for anything, we put it in the membership. So
Don't say that.
No, I will say that.
Somebody's
No, we
gonna
do that.
make a crazy request, and we're gonna be like,
That's
Connie
fine.
Ann.
We'll figure it out.
We're good.
I'm okay with
That's what
Christmas.
happened during the first planning party. She shared her slides, and
And
everybody's
we're
like,
like,
"I need those slides," and we're like, "Connie Ann, we're gonna need you to make some."
But that's okay. We want to give you guys what you guys need. So yes, they count as PD hours. That's exactly what those are for. So it's probably
Well, check with your district.
guess
We
you guys
do
check with your-
provide a PD certificate. And there's a couple states like not for this one day one, but for our bigger 3-day summits, we do partner with
Washington.
Washington, a organization to get Washington
Clock
State
hours.
clock hours, and we partner with another one, which I'm blanking right
I was
now.
thinking it was
I want to
Illinois,
say,
but I don't. Is that right? I don't know. Another one.
I think it is Illinois. I think you might be right.
Another one. Anyway, let's give away a Bebot. Let's give away a
Okay.
Bebot. Okay. What do I do? Share screen in the
Yes, you gotta share screen. Okay, this looks better. This looks like better numbers. I think everybody's in here now.
I think you guys are all in. Okay.
And those of you that are saying that you need more Canva help, we'll talk about that more during the. We're going to keep talking about it each month, but during the summit too.
You guys can see this. You guys
Yes,
can see
Connie
this?
Ann, I put her on
Okay, we're gonna draw.
talking all about
here
something.
goes.
Are we
here we go.
sharing? Are you sure?
this sharing?
is it
It's
We're
sharing.
sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's there.
Oh,
Katie,
Katie
Kettleson.
Kettleson.
You are the winner of the Bebot. So,
Send an email to info@carlyandadamblog.com. We'll have Emily drop that in the chat as well. info@carlyandadamblog with your mailing address,
and we will send you a Bebot.
and we will send you a Bebot.
So, congratulations.
Yeah. And then next month, we are giving away 2 coding mats from 3 Ducks Design. So that is going to be exciting.
So thank you guys for joining us. We know you guys are busy, especially this time of the school year. We appreciate you guys taking time to
Hang out with us
us
for the planning parties.
learn about our planning. And thank you again, Connie Ann, for all your brilliant ideas and for helping lead our meeting and planning for our teachers. We will see all of you guys on October 16th. So have a good evening, everyone.
Night, guys.
We will see you later.